I was talking to the girls in the workshop yesterday about how I really now know the universe is constantly talking to me all the time. And it's not a matter of if I'm worthy or if the universe loves me or if I'm, supported. I'm absolutely supported. So are all of you. It's a matter of starting to listen and trust and just calm that mind chatter down. We have so much fear, and especially one of the things the angels brought up in the workshop yesterday was we need to be mindful of who we're spending our time with. So if you're a person that you're in this place of expansion and you're ready for new things and loving experiences, loving people, and you're surrounded with friends who don't really respect you, they don't really treat you with honor, they don't really have integrity, they're just always taking from you, they don't really care about you, that's going to be important to clear that. And so a lot of our evolution comes down to how open are we in letting things go. So if we're ready to let go of that which is no longer serving us, it's going to create and free up space for that which we desire to show up. So if I'm stuck and attached to this person who won't love me, won't respect me, and I talk about it a lot and I'm frustrated about it a lot, what it's going to do is vibrationally keep me there and most likely call in new people to also help play out that part. So what we want to be focused on is that if something doesn't feel right in your movie, if it doesn't feel honoring, if it doesn't feel loving, you want to go and talk to your angels about what you're ready for, and you need to get to that place where you're done with that old situation. And a lot of us are addicted to our story. We are so connected and attached to our story. So we have to be willing to drop the old story. So if you're always talking about how broke you are, how poor you are, how nobody loves you, no one respects you, stop. Like, get it out of your system, go and journal it, go write a blog about it, do something to get it out, and then burn it, let it burn, and energetically and vibrationally now focus on all that you're grateful for and all that you appreciate. And I'm not saying deny what you're feeling. If you're pissed off, if you're angry, you need to completely honor that energy and that experience. I recently I wrote a letter to some members of my family that I haven't seen in a long time, and just, through the grapevine, I keep hearing gossip is happening ever since I left my marriage, and there's just these people that are my blood family, but not one time since I left have they tried to contact me or get to know me or ask if I'm doing okay.
That's so sad.
But I'm constantly catching wind of the gossip and, their opinions about everything. And so I was pissed off, and I went and I sat at my computer. First I meditated, and I was just like, Spirit, what do I need to do? And what came through was, you need to speak your truth. And I wrote this first letter, and I was pissed. And all of my anger and all of the frustration, the hurt and the pain of what I felt they had put me through and not really shown me honor came out. Now, I didn't send that letter, and I'm going to say this for a reason. You want to let all of what you need to get out. And then I go and I process and meditate more. And, okay, now how can I speak this truth that I know is in me with the highest love and the most compassion that speaks truth for myself, but also shows love and compassion to others. So then I go back and I'm guided to write that letter again, but this time with a focal point from love and from truth, but not like an attack and angry. And so some of you may have to do this at times where you might need to go and journal how pissed you are. I had a couple clients that they would go on Facebook and do this, and they would just be like raging and upset, and every emotional thing they felt, they would be on Facebook talking about it. And when the client came and asked me about what did I feel about their life and any messages, I told them, I really think it would be smart for you to process that privately, to go and express all that privately. And then when you have a very clear focus of what you want to say, then go and make it public, because that's when it can really help others. So like, if you think back, I think maybe a month ago, I was writing about bullying and how people, try to lash out at others. Now, I had to go through the process of getting all that anger out of me for having that done to me personally. But then when I went and wrote about it publicly, it was very much focused upon humans and humanity. And even the fact that those that have done that hurtful stuff, they're hurting deeply. So there was a lot of awareness in that public post. And it's smart if we can do that, if we can process things and we can give ourselves time to release stuff in a healthy way. But then we want to move swiftly into our alignment of what we're ready for, what we want to manifest. So like we were saying in the workshop yesterday, if we're focused too much on our story and it's a negative story and it's a hurtful story and we're just always in that pain and we're always in that there's not enough, no one loves me, we need to shift it. And we need to come into this place that maybe feels not as comfortable because this is new and this might invite people that do love us. And we start talking about how loved we are. We start expressing and expecting love to come. We start getting excited for all the money that's coming and for all the loving clients that are coming and the aligned souls that are in our life, the true soul family that honor us. Now, in your movie, there may be times where old people are going to need to fall away to make space for the new. And this is where we need to be discerning because, like I said, who you hang out with on a daily basis is going to vibrationally affect you. So if you're constantly around people that are gossiping and they're hateful and they're always saying negative things, if you're constantly around people who are egoic and they're competitive, they're always competing with each other, they're always trying to one-up the next one, it's going to rub off on you. So part of our awareness as we evolve as visionaries is, what do you want to create? And so if you want to create a more loving, honorable world, then you move with love and honor, and you just hold your focus on all that good stuff that's coming, even if there's a bunch of people around you who are showing you the opposite of that. And that's probably going to be the biggest test and initiation for you as creators, is to keep your focus on what you love, that tightrope walker, and not what you're afraid of or what you hate or what you're angry about. Don't go and rage too much and go and rant on Facebook too much, because vibrationally you're giving a lot of energy to that story. So there was an example I was giving the girls yesterday in the workshop where I remember a few years back, I had left my marriage, and many of you, if you've been watching the show for the last year, you know this story. In 2012, left a 23-year relationship, went out on my own, well, not on my own, angels with me, but went out on my own, no clue what my world is going to be, how I'm going to make a living, if I'm going to be homeless. I just trusted that my guides were going to take care of me. They told me, you're going to be here to offer angelic auric clearings, that humanity needs this healing, and you are going to help them in a great way. You're going to help them with consciousness. I had no clue then that I was going to have an internet show, and who knows what I have coming in the next 6 months, but I feel it's good stuff. My point is, when I left, I was walking in complete faith and trust, and there was nothing promised to me except for my angels saying, you're going to be fine and we're going to take care of you. But nothing in my physical world was promised. It was just, okay, where are we going now? And there was a lot of tests that came to me. And I remember not long after leaving, my family was, some of them were very angry at me because I was no longer being the girl they were used to. I was different. I was choosing to love myself and not be their doormat anymore. And so when you're in this kind of cocoon phase of your journey, and you're no longer going to be that caterpillar that crawls around on its belly and just, tries to not get squished by people, and you're wanting to fly, you know in your soul you were destined to fly, there's this journey. Think of an actual caterpillar and crossing the road and how many times it almost gets squished. And then it finally makes it to the forest to build its cocoon. It goes into this dark cocoon and it turns to complete mush, has no sense of identity any longer. Who the hell am I? And so if you as a soul are in this place in your life where you're like, who the hell am I? What is my freaking purpose? I really want to know what I'm here for. That is a beautiful place if you can understand that you're in the cocoon and relax and let go and trust that spirit is working on you and that miracles are going to come from your surrender and your alignment with source. So that moment will come where that cocoon will crack open and you're going to fly. So when I was leaving that marriage, I had a lot of family lashing out. And when I would go quietly with spirit and ask, what the hell is that about? Why is everyone being so hateful? I just want to love myself. I just want freedom. I need liberation. And spirit would speak to me in the forest and say, they miss you, they are hurting, they are angry because you left. They felt like you embodied so much light in their movie, and they were in a sense addicted to my light, and they needed to learn to come into it themselves. And so part of me knew that, and I had to go. And there was a lot of enslavement that just, it was not healthy for me. But I remember times when I came into my new relationship that I'm now in with Ron now, my beloved. And there was a day that I got all these hateful text messages from my ex-husband, and I was pissed off. And I'm going to say this to you for a reason, because we need to honor what we feel. And so I walk in, I see all these text messages, and I'm just like, fuck, I was so pissed. And I'm not going to deny that, because I think that's what's not healthy with us as humans is if you're as a woman raised to believe you're not allowed to ever feel anger, you're going to suppress that. And it's going to actually blow like a freaking Mount St. Helens volcano. And that's not going to be healthy. So if you feel anger, if you feel frustration, honor that. Let yourself express that.
Good.
But then you want to swiftly shift out of it. So in the workshop yesterday, I was kind of giving them a demo of what that looks like. So here's Tanya. I walk in the house. I'm like, God damn it. Like, why is he such a hateful person? I've been nothing but nice to him. I'm like, fuck. And I'm angry. And so I'm venting that. And then I put my phone down and I just let all that anger out. And then I looked at my husband now and I was like, I love you. I am so grateful I have you. I am so grateful for our beautiful home. I am so grateful for the life I have now. I am so grateful for the honoring people that are in my life. I am so grateful for all the beautiful clients that Spirit brings to me. I am so grateful to make a difference and to help people learn how to live in a more aligned and loving way, live with more courage. And I just start listing off my gratefulness, my gratitude list. And it was out loud. It's happening. And my family's just looking at me like, okay. And the reason I say that is that is powerful shifting. It's like you're taking the light switch and you were in anger and frustration, and you had to feel that for a little bit. It came at you, and you're like, ah! But then swiftly turn that dial up to higher aligned vibration. You want to go back to gratitude as fast as you can. The people I see struggling the most stay in that low vibration, and they go sit in a dark room, and energetically, I had a dream recently that I'm going to talk to you about connecting with this sign. But energetically, when you're in depression and you're in fear and lack, and you stay dwelling on what's wrong, you go put yourself in a room and shut the door, shut the blinds, and you're sitting in the dark by yourself. The light is still shining outside. There are still loving people all around you, but you're not letting them in. You are purposely yourself playing a victim role, and you're putting yourself in that dark room, no matter what it is you're doing it with. So if you can feel what's scaring you, if you can honor what's scaring you, you can really look at it and really feel it and vibrationally release it. Then you can go right back to your gratitude, and that is going to do wonders. It's going to help heal your body. It's going to help heal your finances. It's going to help heal your relationships. Everything in your movie is going to get better when you put your focus back in that alignment. So when we come back to signs,
get on that.
I had a dream that happened maybe I think it was a week ago before my Empowering the Empath workshop that I had. And a lot of the women that I'm connected with, sometimes I dream of them, they dream of me because we're having soul connection.
Oh, yeah.
So this one night I have a dream of them. And one of the girls is in the other room with my daughter, and they're drawing on the wall, I remember in the dream. And they were just having a good time drawing. And there was some dark energy trying to come through the door. And I was pushing my body against that door, holding this darkness back. And there was some of the girls that I care about in the group that were in this dark room, and they were just sitting there in the dark, staring at the wall and in sadness. And I remember holding this darkness back that kept trying to push through. And as real as that darkness seemed to them, I was like, get back, you're not coming in. And I was yelling at the women in my dream. I was like, you need to wake up. You need to take back your power. Remember who you are. Remember the love and the light that you are. And then I woke up. Well, when I was going through and processing that dream, it's perfect. It made so much sense to the warrior I am, because I am working here for the angels as a messenger. And often my message is to wake you up, whoever you are. Your clients that are working with me, family in my movie, people I care about. I'm like, wake up, take back your power. You are so powerful. You have so much more power. And so that darkness is different for everybody.